Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Espinosa. I'm so happy to be here with you. If you've never connected with my work, I am a spiritual leadership coach and modern day priestess. And today's Facebook Live is all about healing the fear of persecution. And this is something I write about in my forthcoming book, Birthing the Priestess Within. And it felt so important to have a conversation about this. And I've talked about this before, not in this format, but it's something that, wellness professionals, healers, leaders, spiritual teachers, especially women, but not only women, this is something that we need to talk about, acknowledge, and then help clear for ourselves and for the collective. So part of the intention of having this conversation is not just to bring about clarity and healing for you, but also to start to normalize this for everyone out there that is being called to step into more leadership, to step into more service. Hello, Deborah. To step into more creativity, but is being held back most of the time unconsciously, although you might be aware of it, because of this cellular memory of being persecuted. So, the focus of everything that I do is to help, other light workers, wayshowers, priestesses, medicine people, whatever label you use. I'm not attached to any label, but to help you to align with the wisdom of your soul so that you can express your unique medicine through your career. That's what I'm all about, okay? And so much of that involves clearing the unnecessary, releasing the burdens, releasing the blocks. And so one of them is that fear of persecution. So even though I already, I was in meditation and prayer before we began, it's important to just together co-create this healing space. So whether you're here live or whether you're watching the replay, I invite you to use your breath to come back into this moment. So releasing any energy of multitasking, any preoccupation. It's normal to have that, but I invite you to set the intention of being fully here. And this topic might bring up emotions for you, strong emotions for you, and that's normal. You are safe. But because of that, you might find parts that start to distract you, that start to wander. And again, just coming back to this moment. So we're going to use that mudra of presence that I've done before. If it's your first time, that's fine. So bring your left hand to your knee. And then we raise our right arm up and bring it down the center as we say, I am present. I am here. And let's do that 2 more times. I am present. I am here. And 1 more time. I am present. I am here. And as you bring your right hand to your knee or your thighs, bring your awareness to your lower body, your pelvis, your hips, your knees, ankles, and feet. And visualize those roots, strong roots of light going down your legs, out the bottoms of your feet, deep into the earth. And we do this so that you're in your body, you're in this moment, and whatever healing is here for you today, that you can integrate it into your life, that you could integrate it and anchor it into the earth. And so all of us together, again, whether you're here live or watching the replay, and whether you're watching the replay later today or 5 years from now, right? We're in this quantum field, so we're here co-creating this together with our roots. We co-create the space of sovereignty. We co-create the space of healing. We co-create a space of spiritual maturity, of grace and love and miracles across all space and time. And we invite all of those loving beings, the angels, your guardian angels, right? Your guardian angels have been with you through lifetimes and through any time that you have felt or been persecuted. So we welcome your guardian angels. We welcome the archangels. We welcome those ascended master guides that are here from all spiritual traditions. They're not attached to doctrine or religion. They are here simply to hold a resonance of love, of sovereignty, a resonance of truth. They are here to support the fulfillment of your divine mission. And our overlighting mentor for today, when I pulled the card, was Mother Mary. So we welcome beautiful Mother Mary. And again, when I speak of Mother Mary or any of the Ascended Masters, it is beyond any sort of dogma or doctrine. So we welcome Mother Mary's loving, compassionate energy. And any other Ascended Master Guide that is here, I feel them, so many, so much love, and any that are special to you. And so with that, we bring the palms of our hands together and we begin with a namaste. Our space is open. So the energy of persecution. And, welcome Janet, hello. Whether you have experienced that in this lifetime or not, it really doesn't matter. So what I mean is, if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know why this speaks to me. I've had a wonderful life. I've never been locked up for my beliefs. My parents were really supportive, but you still feel the fear. That's totally normal. And if you've had an experience of being judged, shamed, shunned for your spiritual gifts, for speaking your truth, and this speaks to you very directly, of course, that makes sense. So when you are called to be a healer, a spiritual teacher, a creatrix, creator, whatever name, please don't get attached to a label. What happens, especially in this lifetime, because in this lifetime, there is a great call going out, right? The name of my first book was Answering Your Inner Calling. It's this great call coming out from the divine to everyone, saying, okay, priestesses, rise up. Okay, medicine women and men, it's time to up-level your leadership. It's time to be the wayshower, the beacon of light that you came here to be. It's time to be the midwife to this new earth. And when we say yes, or we're feeling like, yes, I'm feeling called, in order for us to be in integrity, in order for us to truly be led by our heart, we must commit to an ongoing healing journey. And this healing of the wounds of persecution is one of the heaviest ones. And so if you think about, thank you so much, Marie, if you think about in other lifetimes, and even if, and I want to back up here a little bit, if you're someone who's never done past life work, and you're not really even called to do it, please, that's okay. So if for you it's just understanding that there is a legacy of wounding and pain, particularly for women, in past times, or if you might have, clear memories of past lives or just sensations where you were what happened in past lives, right? Or in old times. And this actually still happens in the world, so I don't want to dismiss that truth. But what happened, people were labeled crazy, women often were labeled crazy, were labeled evil, were shunned, were hurt, were burned, lost their family, were locked up, were rejected by society. There was so much, tortured, all sorts of things. So there's a reason why there's a cellular memory of persecution. There's a cellular memory of it not being safe to come out and be the beautiful being, full being, right? Speak, be seen, be heard in your leadership role. There is a reason that there's that karmic debris in our cells. And furthermore, there's a reason why you have there's parts of you within that are protectors, that are protecting you, that believe that the way they protect you is to make sure that you never put yourself in a vulnerable place again. so that none of those things happen again. Now, even if you are blessed enough, right, like many of us are, to live in a place where we're not going to get dragged out of our house and get burned at the stake, like that's not going to happen again. There's still, the fear is still, can be still, it's like illogical, but so strong. So if you're, for example, if you're going to write a blog, if you're going to do a Facebook Live, if you're going to start integrating meditation into your sessions with clients, if you're being called to channel, you know, if you're being called to share more of your psychic gifts, all of these things, even though your logical brain knows, nobody's going to take my home away because of that. Still, you catch yourself sabotaging those steps. You catch yourself like, oh, let me just get more training. Let me just read more books. Let me just postpone it until I'm ready. And you realize, okay, something's going on inside of me. Like, okay, yeah, I needed some training perhaps, but now it's time for me to put myself out there. But I have so much fear that's illogical. What is it? A lot of times it's those protectors that are like, we remember what happened. We know what happens to spiritual leaders and healers, and perhaps to you in another lifetime, or even in this lifetime, if you were rejected or shunned or shamed. And so those protectors, as noble as their intentions are, your job as a sovereign being, as the leader of your inner world, is to, first of all, acknowledge, wow, I have a fear. There's some part of me that has a fear of being persecuted for my work. And just that's like step number one, like, that is a fear I have. Even though logically I know that none of those things are going to happen where I'm going to, lose my family or my livelihood or all of that, I still have fear. That's illogical, but I have it. And then you recognize I have a part, or maybe more than one, that's trying to protect me. That believes that by postponing, by delaying, by procrastinating, by going into perfectionism, that's one way that we get stuck, right? It's like, oh, no, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. You have to wait, you're not ready. To recognize, oh yeah, I have a part that's scared and is trying to protect me. It believes it's protecting me. And so then your next step, as you acknowledge that, is to be willing to what in the model of therapy that I connect with, we call unblend, to unblend from that part. You're not rejecting it, you're not judging it, you're not exiling it, and you can't even get rid of it, so don't even try, but you're just creating space and you're having compassion for that part. Wow, it's trying so hard to protect you. Are having compassion for that part. And when we enter the ceremonial aspect of this Facebook Live today, we're going to strengthen your energy body, your ability to unblend from these parts. But this is what's happening. So I'm setting the foundation, the mindset, like, oh, there's that part that's trying to protect me. And the question that I'm going to just guide you to ask that part is, what are you worried will happen if I start to publicly share my work more? Now, please, whatever context you're in, for some of you, maybe it's the first time. For some of you, you might have been doing this work for years now, but your soul is guiding you to up-level a little more, and you find yourself having fear. So as you ask that, what are you afraid will happen? Maybe you'll be like, you'll be judged, you'll be shamed, people will be like, who is this person? Why should I believe what she's saying? Or people will be like, she has lost her mind. I used to be so scared of that. I was a middle school teacher for about 10 years, had a lot of success in that career. I was starting to mentor student teachers. I had written chapters. I had a lot of the accolades, right? I had my master's, my national board certification. And so when I left that career to step into wellness, healing, spiritual work, I had so much fear. And for me at that moment, the fear was people are going to be like, she left her career in education to do what? Like, what's Reiki? What? Like, what? I had so much fear. It was like, and it was almost, it went back to those lifetimes, right? To that memory, that ancient memory of being shunned, being abandoned, being rejected, being judged, being alone. And so that was part of my initiation. I mean, it's been 10 years now, but it was part of my initiation to go through that, to like face those parts of me that had those fears, have compassion for them, but then take leadership, because that's what you're being called to do, to be a leader. You can't be a leader in the world if you're not a leader in your inner world. So when you recognize, oh, I have parts of me that are sabotaging me because they're trying to protect me. I have so much compassion for you. I love you so much. Let me get to know you. And you're not in charge. I'm the leader of my inner world. So even though I have these parts that are scared, I'm going to still take the steps. I'm going to still put myself in front of people. And it's okay if you take little steps, little by little, small hinges open big doors, right? So it's like little steps are fine. You don't have to like jump into the deep end, but it's all about continuing to take those little steps as you do this healing work. So just breathe a little bit here, right? Breathe a little bit here. Like feel that awareness, like, wow, okay. There is this cellular memory of being persecuted and the consequences of that. Oh, okay, there is a part of me that's trying to protect me. And oh, okay, wait, I'm the leader here. I can move forward even as I heal this wound. And in healing this wound for myself, guess what? Then you can bring that healing to the world. So we're going to step into the ceremonial space, because this is the thing. These kinds of wounds and burdens and trauma, talking about it and providing a context and foundation is important for sure. But that is incomplete if we don't include ceremony, if we don't include stepping into the sacred space. Like we can just become very intellectual about it, and that doesn't create true healing. So now that I've set the stage, that I've set the foundation, and if you came in late, that's okay, but I recommend you go back and listen to the beginning. And so now we're co-creating, right? Because when we do this together, the healing is magnified. That's why these gatherings are so important. That's why so many of you that are leaders, that are healers, are being called not just to work individually with people, but to create sacred spaces for groups. And it doesn't have to be hundreds of people in the group, right? Whenever 2 or more are gathered, it can be that small of a group. But when we do this together, the ability to heal, to transform, to transmute, to take quantum leaps in our healing is magnified. So what a blessing that we are here together to do this. So as we step into this space, I invite you to take a moment, and we already did this at the beginning, but just take a quick moment to connect with your roots. Just see those roots deep into the earth. Ground yourself. Sometimes it's very common when you start to feel a lot of emotion to unground. You're suddenly up here floating, and I'm asking you to not do that, to come back to the earth. Stay grounded even as we enter the healing space. That's the type of leadership that we need right now, particularly when we talk about spiritual. I just had like a weird sign on my phone, so hopefully all of this will work. So grounded, right? And let's do that again, just one of what we did in the beginning. I am present, I am here. And I invite you to close your eyes or focus on something in front of you. Focus your gaze. As you go within, Go within to the temple of your heart. And if you need to bring the palms of your hands over your heart center, go ahead and do that. So you're in the temple of your heart. Breathe into your heart. Feel your heart opening, expanding. Right? Your heart loves it when you dwell there. Your heart loves when you consciously enter it. So it's like when you connect with your heart temple, it's like your heart just like, it opens for you. Right? Like, oh, here she is, here he is. And as you enter your heart space, you're aware of a beautiful pearlescent white, gold light. It's white and golden. It feels very spacious and at the same time very much like an embrace. So feel that, be aware of that. And as you're in this space, it appears before you this beautiful golden path. And today, in this moment, this golden path represents your path of service and leadership in this lifetime. So often when I do this, it's the path of 2021, the path of next year. But today what arrived is this golden path. This is your whole life, this lifetime. This is this golden path that represents your path of service, your legacy of love through your career. All the creations that you're here to birth, all of the new systems, the solutions that you're here anchoring into this earth. And in this moment, maybe there's a part of you that starts to go into like, oh, analyzing, or wait, what are the details? Let that go and just see it represented by this beautiful, golden, shimmery, exquisite, beautiful golden path. And stand firmly on that path. Feel your roots grounding in that path. And from that path radiates all of these beautiful tendrils of light. And these tendrils are connected to all of the people, all of the situations that your path is going to bless. So see that. So here you have this beautiful golden path and all of these tendrils, not cords. A lot of times we talk about cords to cut. These are like beautiful tendrils of light that are connected to everybody, to every system, every situation that is blessed as you walk on this path of leadership. So as you see this, you understand, wow, this is the most selfless path I can walk on, because this is the path that will serve the most people, that will bless the most people, that will elevate the planet, and will bless me in the process. And as you stand there, suddenly before you appears this dark cloud, or I'm kind of seeing it like a funnel, almost like a tornado. Not huge, it's not taking over the path. It's just like you're on the golden path, you see the golden path, but there's this funnel of like a dark cloud in between you and the rest of the golden path. And as you look at it, notice the size. Perhaps for you it looks very tiny, just like a tiny little one. Or maybe it looks big. Or maybe you're like, oh my gosh, it's so huge. So if it feels really big, if it feels like it's taking over, bring in the light of your soul and bring it down, this little funnel, bring it down so it is just the right size. So you can see it, you're bigger than it. You're aware of it, but it's not huge. You're just like, oh, there it is. There is this little storm, this dark cloud, this dark funnel. and make sure you create enough space. So it's not like right at your heart. You're just like, oh, there it is. Create enough space. If you needed to move a little further back, create a little more space. Remember, your soul is here. Remember Mother Mary, right? She's the overlighting mentor. She is here. I'm wearing her gold and rose pendant. So feel that gold and rose. You are safe as you look at this cloud, this funnel. And as you stand there, you're aware that this represents any wounding, pain, hurt, even maybe trauma connected to any time in this lifetime or other lifetimes where you felt, where you were persecuted, hurt in any way for your leadership, for your teaching, for your intuitive gifts. And just breathe. This isn't about reliving any experience. This isn't about analyzing any of this. We're in this beautiful, sacred ceremonial space. Right? So as you look at this, you start to recognize that all of this is in the past. That although it may feel at times very real, that it has passed. And as you recognize that, you start to understand at a cellular level that it has no power over you. That it has passed. And as we stand here, beautiful Kuan Yin with her mantra of compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. She chants her mantra of compassion, bathing every part of you that may still hold any hurt with so much compassion. And something really interesting starts to happen as you receive compassion from Kuan Yin, receive compassion from Mother Mary, receive compassion from yourself. You start to notice that that funnel, that storm, starts to release the darkness. It starts to get more filled with light. It is directly connected to how much compassion you receive. And you know in this moment that when you judge yourself, when you punish yourself for your feelings, when you berate yourself, even when you're impatient with yourself, that funnel starts to get power. And you're just aware of that, like, wow, how amazing. As I allow myself to receive compassion, to receive my own tenderness, my own self-acceptance, what happens to that funnel? Notice the darkness starts to be released. These dark clouds, they just start to dissolve. And this vortex suddenly is this beautiful vortex of gold and light, of grace. And suddenly what felt like a block, now you realize, oh, this is grace. This is the grace, the compassion, the wisdom that came out of all of that. And in this moment, all of us together are setting the intention of releasing the heaviness, releasing any attachment still to those experiences that we don't need. And furthermore, you're willing to receive help. So if your soul recognizes that you will need additional support with this, which is totally normal, whether it's a friend, a professional, whatever it is, that person, those people will come to you easily. You will be led to them. You don't need to panic about that or worry about that in this moment. So receive. And I see Mother Mary, she comes in front of you, right, with her mudra. What's her mudra? Arms open wide, heart open, right? That's her mudra. She's like, I love you unconditionally, always. Furthermore, she doesn't get overwhelmed by any of it. So she stands before you, and if there's anything you want to release to her, she can take it. She's that vast, that expansive. And then her beautiful heart, right? Her heart radiates this light right into your heart. Receive that light into your heart. Receive that light. And what's happening as you receive this light, your own heart is getting activated, opening, clearing, healing. You are connecting more deeply and strongly to your path of leadership. And just breathe that in. See that golden path. There's no darkness there anymore. Just see the golden path. See all those tendrils connecting to all of those people that your path of leadership is going to help. Is already helping. And finally, as we get ready to close, beautiful Joan of Arc. I'm wearing my Joan of Arc rosary. She comes in with her banner, and she hands you a banner. It's like you're holding a banner there. She's like, this is your banner. This is your banner. This is your message. And see yourself walking so proudly with this banner. And what does your banner say? And don't, if you're like, I don't know, don't go into analysis. Maybe right now you just see the banner and you see these beautiful golden words and you don't even know yet consciously what it says, but it's there. Or maybe you're really clear on what it says. I know one of the things my banner says is you have a unique soul's medicine that you came here to share. And you're meant to share it in a way that blesses you in the process. I know that. I know one of my things that my banner says is that. Because I never get tired of saying it. Because that's, because I'm saying it, because I'm learning it. So just let's all see ourselves. We're walking down this beautiful path of leadership with our banner, whether you know consciously yet or not what it says. And all the people that you are here to lead, because they're leaders too, they're going to see your banner and be like, oh, she's here to help me, or he's here to help me, or they, right? They're here to help me. And with a breath, all of that dissolves into light. Dissolves into light. We ask that your soul integrate this healing, this clearing, this transmutation on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, across all space and time, across all dimensions of time. Feel those roots, feel the earth, feel yourself back in your room, in your space. And we close the ceremonial space with a namaste. Namaste. And take a stretch, take anything you need to do as we go back. I'm going to spray some Mother Mary spray. Look at this. This is one of my birthday gifts. I'm so thrilled. And I'm going to drink a little sip of tea as we get ready to close. Please remember a few things. One is that this is recorded, so you can go back and listen to it. Listen to the beginning if you missed it. Do the inner journey. And you might not need to, maybe you just doing it once, you do your own inner journey, right? But that practice of stepping on the golden path, seeing how it connects, how it's blessing the world. And then I was so touched by the meditation that came forward today. I don't plan these. I don't prepare these. It just unfolds in the moment. And that was so special, that, that funnel of trauma and wound connected to all those lifetimes where we've been persecuted, or even I've experienced it in this lifetime. Maybe I wasn't dragged out of my house to be burned at the stake, but there are some intense times in my life, this lifetime. And so it was so beautiful to see, as Kuan Yin bathed us in compassion, as Mother Mary bathed us in compassion, as we bathed ourselves in compassion, that trauma was released. And that funnel became this like vortex of grace. I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so, that's a gift for you to keep using. So I want to pull some oracle cards. Thank you. Hey, Pat. Hey, everyone that's here. I do want to remind you a couple of things happening this month. One, the quantum career healing. Woohoo! That's, oh gosh, I think it's November 17th. This month is all a cornucopia of ideas. We're going to enter the quantum field and you're going to receive access. What are those ideas that are here for you specifically? Right? Oh, Deborah said, I saw the words, follow the path to your wellspring of joy on the banner. Of course, that is so beautiful, Deborah. I just see you like the banner. Thank you for bringing that up because that was also so amazing, right? I saw like everybody who's watching this live or watching the replay, like you're on your golden path with this banner and it's the easiest banner to carry and it's gorgeous and beautiful and you unapologetically are sharing that. Not just with your verbal words, but with every, you know, like Gandhi said, right? My life is my message. I love that when they asked him, like, what's your message? And he's like, my life is my message, right? Like, ha! Like, it's not just the words, like my life, the way I live my life, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I eat, the way I relate, my presence, that's my message. And this isn't about perfectionism. Yeah, we all have those moments where we, you know, we're going through our dark nights of the soul, and that's fine. That's the message too. Thank you, Deborah, for that. So back to quantum career healing. Please remember, it has changed and evolved. There's only 9 spots available, and registration cuts off after the 9 are done. So if you are feeling called to enter the quantum field, and it's just a better, what do I want to say? An up-leveled way for me to channel healing specifically for you. Please register for that. You can go on my website, lisaespinosa.net, or Facebook page, lots of ways. And just for future, Our Lady of Guadalupe's 7th annual gathering, it's going to be virtual this year again. You know, for years I did it here in my space, virtual December 12th. So I am like super excited because what did she say when I connected with her this year? When I was like, what's the theme, Our Lady of Guadalupe? And she was like, I need leaders. It was like that. She was like, that's the theme. I need leaders in 2022. So gather, put the call out, and whoever wants to show up, I will activate their leadership. I will bless them. I will heal. I will create miracles. And this is all a free gathering. So if you want to do that, sign up. But registration is already open for that. I do want to share that I pulled a card for the group before we started. Look at this gorgeous, beautiful card. I love this. I got this deck for my birthday. Psychic strength, shield, talisman, gold light. So to me, this is like a message for all of us, right? Use your intuitive gifts, right? That golden light is your shield of protection. That golden light of grace that we activated today together, that's all the protection you need, right? Okay, so let me pull Soulful Woman card. Perfect. Creative cocooning. Creative cocooning is a freedom I give myself. I create a safe nest for peace, healing, and calm. So look at that. So whether you have your cocoon right now or not, what is this saying? This is an invitation from your soul. Sorry, the lights. I hope you can see them. This is an invitation from your soul. And I love that, right? She's got the nest with the eggs. What are these representing? All the creative ideas that you're incubating. Oh, so perfect for the quantum career healing this month. And it's saying one of the important things for you to do is create spaces, create stillness, create a nest of calm for yourself to cultivate and birth these ideas. It doesn't have to take hours. It doesn't have to be, oh, now I need to redesign my house. Like, no. Keep it simple. If your soul is inviting you to do that, she's going to make it simple for you to do that. Okay, and then we're going to do one more card from the, what is this one called? Star Temple Oracle. So let me just show you. The first card was from this deck, Soulful Woman, and the second card right now is from this deck, Star Temple, and then we will be done. All right. She loves us. So we got the Aquamarine Star, expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Look at this. So perfect. Because what happens when we heal the fear of persecution? We do that. We can share our intuition, right? With confidence and love. It's not about evangelizing. It's not about convincing anyone. But it's about removing, right? Removing the blocks, the ways that we censor our own truth. So I love that. Again, I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Janet said, I hold the banner and know in time and space I will see the words on my banner. Spread love and joy. So beautiful, Janet. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, that is true. You know, if you like, I know there was more on my banner that I didn't see yet. It's going to come, right? There we go. And by the way, tomorrow's the new moon, so how perfect. You might want to do a beautiful ceremony tomorrow, a continuation of this. All right, thank you so much, everyone. It's always such an honor, such a joy to connect with you. Please remember that you are a leader. Become comfortable with that word. Even if you're like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. You are a leader. You know how I know that? Because my prayer is to attract and support leaders. So if you were attracted, if you watch this, if you're called to this, you are a leader. There's just all these weird definitions about what leadership is. You are a leader and the world needs you. All right, bye everyone.